How do you become a wrestler? The same way you become a doctor.
Yeah, right?
You go to school.
That's a good name.
Thank you for calling Pacific Coast Sports, home of all pro wrestling, gym wars, and the APW boot camp, the #1 pro wrestling training camp in the country.
So I went to All Pro Wrestling, school and independent promotion in Haywood, California. Most wrestling schools are run by wrestlers. This one is run by an accountant, Roland Alexander.
I don't guarantee them anything except an education in pro wrestling and make a better person out of them, improve their character. We try to run APW more like a family thing. I don't want steroids. I mean, if our guys don't have bodies, they don't have bodies. That's it.
Roland has had some success. 2 of his graduates have gone on to sign with the WWF.
Very good, very good. Hi, Mack.
I'm looking for Roland Alexander.
That's me. Your name?
I do. I'm Ben Siegel.
Ben Siegel, good to meet you. I'm going to tell you something that you might not like. There's no money in pro wrestling on the independent level. I mean, yeah, you're going to make anywhere from $25 to maybe, $125. Sometimes if you're real good, you can make as much as $300 wrestling for an independent promotion. But really, where the big money is with the major leagues. And not that our product isn't major league. You can't tell our fans that. You can't tell our wrestlers that. But we're really a minor league feeding system. The WWF, WCW, and ECW. Are you aware of the proper way of eating is? Like, are you conscious of looking at labels in the back of labels and looking at fat content? And
Yeah.
stay away from the Jack in the Boxes. And I don't care if you got good credit, bad credit, no credit. Everybody applies. We have a rule around here. You don't pay, you don't play. Okay. So, how soon are you ready to make a commitment? Are you ready to make a $500 deposit in the next couple of weeks? By the way, anybody that needs to make payments tonight, make sure you get them out of the way. I'm going to be out of town tomorrow.
One of Roland's most promising students was Tony Jones.
Yeah. Hey, how you doing?
Pretty good. I'm tired. Just got off work.
Yeah, I know how to work, guys.
How do you get off today?
I work at Visa right now. I've been working at Visa for about 2.5 years, and I'm pretty content there. I mean, I make pretty good money.
I'll come back.
I usually get about $25 to do a gym war show. I take all the damage for $25, and I use the experience to try to better myself and get out of there. Don't get me wrong, there's times when we don't get paid at all. $25 sometimes is a privilege. He tells you that he doesn't pay you unless he feels that you had a good match and you're worth it.
They get paid after every show, and they're loving it, and they're getting paid well. I really believe that I'm probably the best indie promoter as far as payoffs are concerned.
There's no excuse for not paying someone.
You have to be a prick in this business. If you don't, the wrestlers will run all over you. Their egos are such, and their character is such that they will just walk all over you. So if you think you can be a nice guy and be a successful promoter in professional wrestling, you better get out of this business right now.
See, James, you went in like you're going to give him a blowjob. Your face was right in the middle of his pelvis.
Mike Modest was Roland's golden boy.
Your head's got to be tucked in.
Therefore, Mike was given a room above the gym.
How long have you been living here?
I've been living here for about a year and a half.
Not making a killing in wrestling, Mike supports himself by working for a local funeral home, picking up bodies.
I don't fool myself. I'm very realistic about wrestling in the United States. That Japan would be the place for me to go. Because in Japan, they still appreciate the sport side of it. Whereas, in the U.S., it's become almost completely entertainment in Hollywood.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome APW Gym Wars.
Come on, move it. We got to move it, quick.
The night I was there, the boys wrestled before a record-breaking crowd of 112 people. Fans are close to the action, sometimes too close. Like this guy in the green shirt who spat on a wrestler.
Shut up! You spit in my face, man. 5 minutes outside, you things! $1,000 things you don't fucking show!
This guy here, his real job? Mechanic for United Airlines.
I'm calling you out right now, motherfucker!
Meanwhile,
it seems like he's got pretty good timing.
I showed footage of Mike and Tony to Jim Ross back at the WWF.
And it seems like
He agreed to give them a tryout.
Mike Modest has been ready for a year.
And it's sad. Mike Minus is 215 pounds, and he's too big to be a flyer, and he's too small to be a heavyweight. And for him not to have a contract is a travesty.
Tony, Mike, and Roland's big day had come. They were about to get their tryout with the WWF.
Tip it up.
Tonight you're probably going first or second early. Don't get nervous because the people are not going to know who you are because you haven't been on TV. So the most important thing is you're telling them the story and they're not telling you the story. So even if they don't get with it at first, don't get going too fast. When you go too fast, you start making mistakes.
So the ring's bigger, the ropes are looser.
I can't pounce off the ropes like I usually do. I gotta work it more.
It's kind of an amazing sight. When I first walked in today, I said, Jesus, God, this is so big and so complex. And APW never gets to that point. I always just picture myself just being content with a small regional promotion in Northern California. But who knows? Who knows what will happen to APW? But it's kind of an amazing sight.
Jones, going out first. Minus, second with music. Okay, wait till I send you.
I think Roland was even more nervous than Tony and Mike. That's because if the WWF signed his boys, Roland would receive 20% of their contract.
What do you guys think so far?
I think he's doing good. Both of them.
Oh, first time I've seen Tony in person. That's a nice bridge. Nice wrestling move for a change.
I've never seen Tony either. I've seen Mike.
Modest is pretty solid. Jesus Christ, I think maybe we need a little work there. I gotta run. You give me a videotape?
Yeah.
Tony's got a big frame. He needs to work on his upper body a little bit.
The people are not crucifying him even though they don't know him, which is good. Because I told them that always throws guys off.
They're giving us what they got. That's all you can ask. I wonder how old Tony is.
What is it? Oh my God! I've never seen that one before. I have never seen that before.
That's pretty spectacular.
Jesus Christ!
I'm stealing it.
Huh? You gonna steal it?
Right.
Nice one. I like the effort. Yeah. I love the effort. I think you did a nice job. I was very impressed.
Appreciate it.
Both of you guys.
Thank you.
And we will. I'm sure we'll be looking at this tape, and you never know what comes out of it. Hopefully good. Work on your arms, and you might get something that's a bit more flattering for you. A little bit more mass on the upper arms.
Yeah.
You're going to be. Then you get in the hunt.
I knew right when I hit it. I knew that's it. Did you hear me say go home?
Yeah.
I said go home. Go
Some
home.
of the boys are already saying, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna steal that move. I'm gonna steal that move." I think the overall reaction was Tony's got a lot of potential. Modest is ready. I think that was the overall reaction.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Kind of nerve-wracking out there, isn't it?
Yeah, a little bit.
I was saying it's probably the most nerve-wracking couple minutes of your life.
Yeah, it was. It was.
Yeah.
Roland and the boys left that night, excited, their expectations high that they would soon hear from the WWF.